We got the hits. We got the gist. This is Lagos' #1 lifestyle station, City 1051 FM.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Sports City on the Born Lifestyle Station, City 1051. Luka Modric completes clean sweep of all top prizes in football, claiming the Ballon d'Or yesterday. FIFA, or more like CAF, throwing out Sierra Leone from the AFCON qualifiers. This means that Kenya and Ghana progress automatically from that particular group. And in Europe, there's a feast of football to tell you about this evening. The program is Sports City on the Born Lifestyle Station, and I'm Wilfred, Mong, the DsilentG. Damiloju Saliu is also here. How are you doing this morning?
Very fine, thank you. It's good to be back on the show. I was wondering when you became City 1051. Well, you are City 1051.
I'm ambassador of City 1051.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so yes, I am, in a way.
Yeah, interesting scenes yesterday night. We talked about this yesterday on Late Edition, and I didn't expect Luka Modric, but FIFA have done it again, Ballon d'Or have done it again, UEFA have done it, and it's 3 out of 3 for Luka Modric.
Yeah, and a fantastic one for him. He's had a great 2018 for the fact that he's won all the trophies, and everybody can be making the same mistake. I mean, he won UEFA Player of the Year, then went on to win the Best organized by FIFA, and now winning the Ballon d'Or by the French magazine. And many expected Griezmann to go on and win it, but Griezmann finished a distant third. So Cristiano Ronaldo coming second. So the dominance has been broken, and so that's as it stands. Ballon d'Or all the way to Luka Modric. We'll come back to that much later. And there's a whole lot to share with you this morning, so you don't need to miss anything. But make sure you're following us on our social media platform at City 1051. We keep the interaction going there. Also, then on WhatsApp 80909916443. And remember, the phone number remains 0700 1051 1051. Let's move on quickly. The story from the world of tennis. Boris Becker finally, initially when news broke that he was bankrupt, I think that was last year, he denied it. And even at the hearing, he did say, look, I'm even an ambassador for the Central African Republic. I can't be bankrupt. But at the end of it, he said, you know what, it's all cool. Yes, I'm bankrupt.
Yeah, this story broke in 2017, and he was claiming diplomatic immunity, that there was no way he could be bankrupt. But as early as June this year, his lawyers, I think they understood that there was nothing that could be done about it.
It was very obvious.
And it's really sad, because if you look at Boris Becker, he has managed arguably, well, one of the best tennis players definitely in the last 10 years. I mean, Djokovic has been, if not the best, one of the best in the last 10 years, and he was his coach for 3 years, and that was a major spell in Djokovic's career where he won a lot. He won 6 Grand Slams in that period. He won 2 ATP World Tour Finals and 13 Masters 1000 titles. It's just alarming how some of these guys can be at the top of the game. I'm talking about Boris Becker now, top of his coaching career, and you wonder what exactly did he do with the money?
Well, the money from coaching, you can't compare that to the money he made while playing tennis. Yes, we know the money wasn't that much then, but at the same time, for the fact that you amass over $100 million in your playing career, then if you manage that money well, I see no reason you should be broke.
Invest it. I was reading something that says he's a very, very addictive poker player. So I mean, it's obvious that he has some habits that he should have caught earlier. He hasn't, and now he's bankrupt.
Well, he's not the only athlete that has been declared bankrupt. I mean, his money is small when you compare that to the likes of Mike Tyson, over $400 million in earnings, and he's still bankrupt. Even the other boxer, Evander Holyfield, was also declared bankrupt. Different sports basketballers, Allen Iverson, this guy that used to disturb us with the color of his hair, what's his name? Dennis Rodman. You know, the list is endless, actually. Even in football,
Tyrone Eboué Emmanuel Eboué, rather. Tyrone Eboué is not bankrupt. Emmanuel Eboué, the former Arsenal and Cote d'Ivoire midfielder, defender, whichever one you want to call it. It's really sad, and I just hope the upcoming athletes will learn from these veterans' mistakes and they won't do the same thing.
Okay, let's go to basketball quickly. And these games, some of them were played yesterday, just to this morning. We'll just give you the results because there's a lot to tell you, so rush to other things. I mentioned yesterday that Steph Curry returned to the court. He missed out for almost 2 weeks And yes, and yesterday he was able to pour in
30 points.
Exactly, 27 points rather that he scored yesterday. But to complement that, he had 3 assists to add to that, but only 5 rebounds. But sad one for him, he had the most turnovers in that game because he had 7, and so that wasn't good for him returning. But the main thing is that the Golden State Warriors lost. Yeah, they lost in Detroit against Pistons and ended 1-1-1. 102 other results from the NBA. The Wizards were able to beat the Nets 102-88. Raptors were 106-95 winners against the Cavs. The Rockets won against the Bulls 121-105. We saw the Celtics, that's Boston, beating the Timberwolves 118-109. For Indiana, they were 1-1-0 losers against Sacramento, and we saw Phoenix losing also to the Lakers. The Phoenix Suns started very well in that game. At some point they led by as much as about 10 points in the opening few minutes, but they went on to lose that one. For the Pelicans, they were 119-109 winners. For the Heat, they beat the Jazz 102-100, and the 76ers overcame Memphis 103-95. 2 games played today. Dami, have you seen? Just click on this. Okay, just 1 second.
I think the Clippers against the Pelicans, it was a close call, 129-126 for the Clippers. Why the
no, actually the Clippers against the Mavericks, that's the one I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mavericks winning that 1-1-1-4-1-1-0. Then we also saw the Spurs beating the Trailblazers 1-3-1-1-1-8. Okay, so that's it for the NBA short break, guys. Local flavor is next.
City 1051 FM.
Alright, the Super Falcons returned to Nigeria on Sunday. It's only natural that we continue to talk about them, especially after making Africa, or rather Nigeria, proud again, conquering Africa, winning the 9th or her 9th African title. Some still say 11th, but scratch those first 2 because those were just qualifiers for the World Cup. But when it became a tournament proper in 1998 between them then and now, Nigeria has won that competition 9 times out of a possible 11. Equatorial Guinea taking the other 2. But they returned, the fanfare wasn't there, especially when you compare that to what we saw in South Africa when they touched down at that was in Johannesburg. The reception was massive.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway, is it because they've won it many times and you know it's no longer like a big deal in Nigeria?
Yeah, I feel most Nigerian fans now expect the Super Falcons to go on to win the trophy when it's the Alcon. I think more you hear more noise if we actually don't win the tournament. There will be a lot of uproar.
Like in 2012.
Like in 2012, where there were some really mean faces looking at the Falcons. It wasn't the best of performances at this tournament, to be honest, but it's good to still maintain that record. 9 out of 11 is no mean feat at all.
Okay, so monies have been donated to the team, 50 million and 25 million, making it 75 million in total.
Naira.
Yeah, in Naira, actually.
Naira. Just have to put that out there. Just have to put that out there that it's Naira. Yeah.
If it's in dollars, so people will go crazy. Okay, so in your opinion, what do they do with this money?
Wow. I think this money has to be
donated to the team.
Yes. And this is my issue. I feel what should be done to the money. Let me say what I mean by this is my issue. I felt money should be put into building the Falcons, not necessarily sending money to the team. Let me explain to you why. Now, this money that has been given to the team, we know is not going to be shared among just the players.
Wow. Okay, yeah, of course.
Officials are going to get whatever percentage it is. But I feel the major problem we're having is still structure and the right infrastructure for these Falcons. I can't always.
Are you trying to in any way suggest that this money should be used in maybe organizing friendlies or what?
Some of those things.
Are you for real?
Yes. I mean, I feel that's the major issue that the Falcons have right now.
Damn it.
Giving them this money, Wilfred. Relax.
Wait. Let's paint this picture.
Okay.
Let's say you represent a organization at a competition. then after winning that competition, then money is donated to you by an individual or to the team for the success you guys were able to achieve in that competition. So would you say the organization should take the money?
Not everything. Not everything. You didn't allow me finish.
Oh, you're forgetting that these women have bills to pay. Many of them are actually breadwinners in their families.
So there were 2 donations.
Yeah.
There was a 50 million naira donation. There was a 25 million naira donation. Now, one of those,
with the 50 million,
yeah, one of those can be given to the team and it should be shared amongst all the players. The others, I mean, never again should we have an issue where,
and you think it's 25 or 50 million naira that will sort all that issue?
It's a start.
Nah, it won't even scratch the surface.
It's a start. So what do you suggest?
Share the money.
Share the money, but the problem is, if the money is shared among those players, not only the players are going to get the money, and I'm so sure at the end of the day, the players might not get as much as they rightly deserve.
The players will get majority of the money. Remember when they won the tournament for the 8th time? That was 2 years ago. They refused to leave their hotels. Many of them were protesting, asking for their bonuses and allowances to be paid and all that. But this time around, we're not having that. They even have more money as we speak. In my opinion, I was doing a calculation at the weekend. For the number of days they spent in camp, roughly about 45 days from when they were in camp up to the end of this tournament, and if you calculate the match and the camp allowance of $100 per day, that will come up to a good sum. And if you calculate 4,500, if you calculate the match bonuses and everything they will get, that will come up to about $25,000 for each person, especially for the home-based players who started camping very early. That's good money for them at the end of this competition. Those women need all the money, believe it or not. The league isn't paying them all the money they want.
True.
They deserve, not want. And so, in all honesty, now the money is coming in, just give it to them. That's my opinion. The NFL should go source for funds. Yes, they said during the last election that they were 65% self-reliant, even though South Africa, they are 100%. Some other African nations. But it's a step in the right direction, if that is true. Again, so they should just try and source more funds. And again, can't we just have a situation where if, like an ITO, for example, sponsoring the male team, which is the Super Eagles, can't you just sell like a double package to them? Okay, if you want to sponsor the Super Eagles, you also have to sponsor the Super Falcons.
To an extent, at least.
Yeah, so you don't get to neglect, the women. So those things, in my opinion, look simple on paper, but we know it's kind of complicated. And
we know in Nigeria, everything that is supposed to be simple gets a little more complicated.
Okay, so share the money. You agree now?
Yeah, I think you've been able to convince me. I mean, if I was in their shoes, I definitely would want my cut. I definitely would want my share. But yeah, let's just hope that the Falcons get what they deserve, and going forward, we can have a good World Cup next year. That is the most important thing at this point for me. I really don't care whether we won it 9 out of 256 times. The World Cup is the target now.
All right, quickly, Bengo Gumbata is saying that yes, they will complete the win. You remember they won at the weekend? No, they won last week, playing against the team from Ethiopia Defense Force that ended 2-0.
Who are no force in the defense?
No, at all. And they came up with too much force, and that led to 2 penalties.
Exactly.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, it did. They were too forceful with the Nigerian. They were too forceful with the Nigerian attackers, and then they considered 2 penalties. What is money, Wilfred?
Godwin and Aguda converted both, and well, those penalties might not come when they go to Ethiopia. So anyway, he's saying that they'll progress. Full stop. All right. To other matters, let's see. The National Sports Festival is meant to start in 2 days.
I love how you said it's meant to start in 2 days.
Actually, because it was meant to hold 4 years ago in Calabar, and the last edition was in 2012 in Lagos. So 6 years after, a tournament that is meant to happen every 2 years.
I mean, I feel it's going to start on Thursday. It is going to start on Thursday on the 6th. Are we going to have a great tournament?
No.
I cannot beat my chest and say that.
No, we'll have a horrible one.
I don't think we're ready.
Yeah.
I don't think plans have been put in place. I think the organization has been piss poor. I think logistics are not where they're supposed to be. So
renovation work is still going on even as we speak.
I mean, how do you have a tournament starting in about 48 hours, 50 hours, depending on what time of the day it's starting on Thursday, and you're still renovating things?
Well, money was released late. We know a private...
Why does this always happen?
No, a private firm was meant to release a certain amount of money, but they pulled out at the 11th hour. And so that meant that the sports ministry had to run to the federal government to get some money, something in the region of 900 million naira to try and execute this particular one. And so a lot of things have been pushed back and delayed, basically. And so,
guys, don't hold your breath. The National Sports Festival is not going to be as amazing as you initially envisaged.
I totally agree. So Sierra Leone finally been thrown out.
What do you mean finally been thrown out?
Yeah, they've not been playing.
And after the whole government interference thing, it was a matter of when rather than if, and the hammer is falling on them right now. And that's just good news for Ghana and Kenya.
Yeah, they qualify automatically. So Kenya finishing top of that group. And the reason for this is when a team is or a country is disqualified from any qualifiers, it means that all their results will be annulled. And so that's the reason for Kenya presently top by 7, and they will have Ghana coming closely with 6, but both of them already through to the competition. So congratulations to them. And for Kenya, you need to, for Sierra Leone, you need to sort your issues and just come back to football. It has to do with the presidency, government stepping in, removing Aisha Johnson and Johansson. So that's basically it. Let's go to Europe straight away, and Ballon d'Or will be the next one to discuss.
City 1051 FM.
Alright, still Sports City, and Dami just pointed a tweet on that's at City 1051. I think you should read it.
Yeah, I think it's only if I read it. This is from Aisha Tilala, who says, "Good morning, Dami. Dami, how many times did I call you?" I think that's 3 times. I don't agree with you. Let them share the money ASAP among the players. Our ladies deserve it, please. It's not the Falcons' business on how NFF gets the job done. Aisha, I think Wilfred has convinced me, and yes, definitely the 75 million naira should be shared among the ladies. They need to start getting the reward for all the jobs they've been doing.
Thank you. And Aisha, thank you also. Okay, so the Ballon d'Or. So it went going the way of Luka Modric. Yeah, we predicted this correctly yesterday. No. You said Griezmann.
Yes, I didn't agree. I don't agree with this whatsoever. I feel the award takes a look at the whole of 2018, not just the first half of 2018. And as much as Modric had a wonderful first half of 2018, his second half has been way below par.
Okay.
So I don't think he should have won this award. I feel Antoine Griezmann was a more worthy.
Has Antoine Griezmann had a fantastic second half of the year?
No, but he has had a better second half of the year than Luka Modric.
Okay, so if
and then that's why on the show yesterday I said Mbappe. Mbappe had, well, I mean, you always made
Mbappe won the Copa Trophy.
Yeah, Wilfred, he was going to win the Copa Trophy. That was not a contest at all.
Yeah.
But let's look at the second half of 2018. Which of those players?
It's only Mbappe that has had a better second half
than
Luka Modric.
No, I think Griezmann has had a better second half of
just
2018.
By numbers. What's the difference?
Yeah, but you look. That's
a forward.
I'm not just talking about the goals. Okay, how many things has Modric chipped into the Real Madrid game? He has been benched on occasions this second half of the season because his performances have not been all that.
And again, they've changed coaches. Remember, when you have a new coach on board, you expect a lot of changes to come in.
I'm not saying it's Luka Modric's fault that he has had a dip in form. It's not just on him.
The entire Real Madrid squad has had a dip in
form. The fact is, Luka Modric.
Everybody.
Yeah, but the fact is, Luka Modric has had a dip in form, and that should affect his chances of winning the trophy.
But you also know that when you win trophies and when you get to the height of certain competitions, you score a lot of points from it.
Yeah.
Now, for the fact that you got to the finals of the World Cup, for example, you would have scored a lot of points.
For the fact that Griezmann and Mbappe won the World Cup, they would have scored more points than Luka Modric.
No. We also have to look at the contribution of these players. I accept that Mbappe and Griezmann contributed a lot, to France winning the World Cup, no doubt about that. But again, also remember that Luka Modric was very instrumental for Real Madrid winning the Champions League. So the point I'm trying to make is this season, if we are in the new season, the only thing you look at is numbers, like in terms of goal scoring, assist, and all that. But all that could count for nothing at the end of the season if they fail to win anything.
Yeah, but
so it's still early days to say, okay, for the second half of the season, this person has been banging in the goals and therefore should get a trophy. I'm not just. You can't just use goals. I'm not just using goals because Griezmann is a forward, Modric is a midfielder. No, that's why I mentioned assist. Yeah, I understand. So I'm looking at Modric not holding a starting shirt in Real Madrid for a couple of games, haven't been rotated time and time again. The likes of Dani Ceballos have been used in place of Luka Modric. Kylian Mbappe has been on fire. I know you will say it's the Farmers League, it's the French League. It's good, you know. Yeah, but remember that they beat Champions League finalist Liverpool just a couple of days ago. I mean, just had to say that. Is in the studio. I just have to mention that. But I feel Luka Modric. Okay, now I feel like I have a feeling that my mic is going to go off. But yeah, I just feel Luka Modric didn't deserve this award. Honestly, I felt Griezmann or Mbappe had a better shot. Unfortunately, they weren't even second. It was Ronaldo who came in second, Griezmann was third, Mbappe was fourth. And for the first time in 12 years, Lionel Messi outside the top three had to finish with fifth. Alright, Luka Modric paid tribute to his parents after winning that trophy.
Sacrifice everything to help me achieve my footballing dreams. They gave me fundamental value of life, and thanks to them, I'm here.
So how have your parents supported your dream?
Oh, I mean, my parents have been on board from day one.
Okay.
Yeah, when I started talking on radio, they were absolutely amazed. Okay. And they've supported me. They're not one to say, okay, you studied this and then you have to do this.
You know why I'm saying this is many parents have actually killed the dreams.
Yes.
My dad actually killed the dream of my brother playing professional football, because I remember many years back when he gained admission into university, he also was successful at Edinburgh trials.
Wow.
And so yeah, when it was presented, you know, he discussed it with us, then eventually came to discuss with Popsy, and he said, okay, so this has happened. The man just said, my friend, go to school.
so it's possible that you could have had a brother in professional football right now.
He played professionally here in Nigeria locally. I mean, he played for Crown FC in the league, for 2 seasons at least. But he didn't go beyond that. Point I'm trying to make is, parents should actually encourage encourage your kids. Really, it's no longer about what you studied in school, or you have to be a doctor, have to be this, whatever. Just encourage them. You never can tell. Many of the jobs that existed, that exist today, the highest paying jobs, never existed like 10 years back, and so a whole lot. I mean,
quickly, I saw that video, and you could see Luka Modric's dad in tears.
Yeah.
Those are tears of joy. He was overjoyed. I'm sure when Modric started his career, he probably didn't envisage his son would be such a big name and winning the highest individual accolade in world football. Credit must go to everybody that has shaped Luka Modric's career.
Alright, I need to go to the leagues happening today, but quickly, UEFA Nations League, the draws have been confirmed, and we'll get to see Switzerland, they play Portugal, and the other one, England, will face, that's Netherlands. Now, VAR comes back, it's been brought forward into the UEFA Champions League, so expect it to happen from the round of 16. And then let's go. Okay, Jurgen Klopp has been charged for running onto the pitch to celebrate with Alisson.
I think it was deserved. Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't do that. I understand that he was overrun with emotion. It's a derby game. It's the 6th minute of additional time, and you get to win the game, and then you're closing on Man City. But I mean, the rules are the rules.
Yeah, Festus sees no wrong in that, by the way.
But if it was the Everton manager that did that, he should be banned for how many months? Right, Festus, right.
Let's go into the games happening today quickly in the Premier League. Bournemouth, they get to play Huddersfield. That should be an easy one for Bournemouth, even though they lost to City at the weekend. For Brighton and Hove, they welcome Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace last week, at the weekend, won their first home game, but this time they're away at their mates. We'll get to see West Ham take on Cardiff. Cardiff
have been piss poor away from home. They've scored only 2 away goals this season. They were my first choice candidates to go back to the championship.
They look so.
They really look like they're going to be in the relegation waters for the rest of the season.
In their last 6 games against West Ham, they've lost all, by the way. And so they've only scored in 1 of those 6. So West Ham has kept clean sheet in 5 of those games. So expect West Ham to win this. For Watford, they welcome Manchester City. Sergio Aguero might not play in this.
I mean, they have the easiest fixture of the week, Watford. They are just welcoming Manchester City to Vicarage Road. It doesn't get easier than that.
In the French League 1, we get to see Amiens. They play Monaco, Nice against Angers. Then Montpellier will tackle Lille. In the Coppa Italia, there are also games. Benevento, the team that got relegated from last season, Serie A, they play Cittadella. We get to see Bologna against Crotone. Then
Spal 2013 travel to Sampdoria. And for the Copa del Rey, Valencia against Ebro, Getafe host Cordoba, Leganes travel to Rayo Vallecano, and it's Espanyol against Cadiz.
Okay, yesterday we saw Atalanta. They played host to Napoli. That's in the Italian Serie A. And it was Napoli who won that one. Fabian Ruiz with his third goal of the season as early as the second minute. Then Zapata was able to equalize at the restart. Then Milik with a brilliant finish late, I think about 7 minutes to the end of that game, and 2-1. That was how it ended. So for Napoli, they remain 3 points behind Juve, if I remember correctly.
8 points.
8 points, I beg your
Juventus.
pardon. Yeah, actually. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so but Juve running away with this. Yeah, but in the Bundesliga, Nuremberg and Bayer Leverkusen ended 1-1. So that's it. Levante, by the way, won 3-0 against Athletic Club Bilbao.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. Let's go to social media, Dami, starting with WhatsApp.
Yeah, and we have congratulations to Luka Modric for being the first player to break that Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo duopoly. He truly deserves that. While I was encouraged Dami to go to school, I'm happy he listened to me 8 years ago. Chimubi Victor from Alava International. A very hilarious one, Chimubi. Please add me to the Sports City WhatsApp. Alright, we'll do that. Congratulations to Luka Modric for winning the Ballon d'Or for 2018. That's from Show Me Kende.
Okay. What's up on Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter we've got congratulations to Luka Modric. The award is well deserved for me. That's from Aisha at Silola.
Alright, time up. But on social media, time is never up. So just click follow button at City1051 on all our social media platforms, and you won't miss a thing coming from us. For Damiloju Saliu, follow him at Damiloju Saliu. I've told you need to shorten that handle. It's actually a mouthful.
We're working on it.
For myself, I'm at DsilentG. DsilentG. Very simple. Conversation continues. Let me add this. Also on Twitter, Big Joe says, congrats to Modric as he wins the Ballon d'Or. Please, will the president compensate our Falcons? Watford to draw with City tonight.
Are you a Liverpool fan?
I can't answer your question concerning if the president will compensate the Falcons, but many people are calling on the presidency to actually, what's that word, reward them.
Yeah. Reward is the word, because they have done a lot for the country.
Alright, tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. will be another time for Sports City. Enjoy the rest of your morning on the More Lifestyle Station as Breakfast in the City continues.
We got the hits. We got the gist. This is Lagos' #1 lifestyle station, City 1051 FM.